a small company, culture comes very naturally. The culture is pretty much dictated by who the founders are, who the leaders are in the company. And when you're small, everyone matters to every single decision. And as you get larger, I'm not saying culture is more difficult, but culture is perhaps becomes more organic. And if you're not really paying attention to it, it can go off the rails. You can bring in people that maybe don't fit the previous culture or the previous rhythm of the company. So I think what we learned as we grew is that we couldn't be the dictators of culture anymore. It's very much a team effort, so to speak. In order to help us kind of guide that experience and improve that experience for our own team, that's probably what prompted us to kind of look outside our own walls.
Hi, I'm Abigail White, Director of Accounts at Toolbox No. 9.
And I'm Jason Rhoades. I'm the founder of Toolbox. Toolbox is a digital design and development company. We specialize in user experience and user interface design and development.
We all took a behavioral DNA test, and then Epic Culture came in to facilitate a workshop where we could really understand more about our own strengths and weaknesses, as well as the team communication dynamic. I think it's pretty easy to make a lot of assumptions about how you should best communicate with your fellow colleagues, but to really kind of get insights into what drives them and what will really make communicating and working with your colleagues more successful, I think was really, really impactful.
The DNA assessments were highly, almost creepily accurate. It really did paint a picture of everybody on our team, I think really accurately. I think people naturally gravitate to people like them. And when you're small, you hire people that are like you. But as the company grows, you get a lot more diversity in personalities. And I think that's super important to the success of a company and the success of a culture. So what's important to that is being able to identify what those personalities are and how to better work together. So some people might be more strategy oriented. Some people might be more relationship oriented, and understanding why you need both of those in a company, I think was probably the biggest takeaway. But also people really looked internally, and that I think the DNA behavior assessment really kind of pointed out strengths and weaknesses and showed how they were interrelated, how if you have a weakness in one area, it really shows why you have strengths in others. So when you look at that in aggregate as a company, that's when things get really exciting. And that's when I think a lot more maturity and emotional, like your emotional quotient, your EQ enhances when you can really look at somebody's personality and realize how it contributes to the greater good of the team, even if it's completely different than your own.
And I certainly think one of the greatest benefits is we're really trying to position our company to scale as we look into the next few years. And so it was great to really see the areas where we have a lot of strength, and also see kind of where the gaps are. So as we look to hire new team members, we really know what we're looking for. And in fact, we're currently looking to hire a couple new team members. And so we've had them in advance during the interview process take this test so that we can really see whether they would be a good mix, a good fit for where those gaps are.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think the DNA assessment kind of forced us to look at our existing team and look backwards and make an evaluation of how we could work together better. But moving forward, this is the tool that we're probably going to use to evaluate who's going to be a new mix into our team that's going to kind of force us outside maybe our comfort zones, who's going to help us tighten down some areas that might be a little loose within our company. So another cool thing about the DNA behavior assessment, it's very visual. You can very much see where people are on this, how should I say, this personality wheel, and you can see where the gaps are in your team. So our goals moving forward with hires, obviously we're looking for people that are good, have a good skill set fit, but now I think behavioral and cultural fit is just as important, if not more important, to what the future of our company looks like.